All right, guys, what's up? We are back with another video of what you need to know for OSCP. This is Searchsploit, and it's pretty simple here. We're going to be covering some exploit DB as well, which is the sort of web component, if you want to think of it that way. Searchsploit is the command line utility that you can use within Linux, certainly in Kali Linux, and a lot of distributions as well. Some of them you might have to grab it from the repositories, but here are the basic commands that, like, pretty much the only commands that you'll need for OSCP and a lot of your CTFs if you're just going down that route, trying to level up your skill set in security by doing a bunch of CTFs, which is something I would definitely recommend as well, just to supplement your knowledge here. But the first one is just Searchsploit with the -u flag, and that will update Searchsploit. So, you know, exploit DB is basically a database of known exploits that's constantly being updated. And this command right here will just, because it'll just update it, right? Because what's going on with Searchsploit really is, it is a local copy of the exploit database, basically. So it's grabbing it from their sites. It's pulling down like all the exploits onto your local machine, and you're able to access those exploit files and copy them to different directories and stuff like that, so you can use them, as we'll see in a minute. But that's basically what it is. So it's your own local copy of the exploit database. So what you're going to need to do periodically is you're going to need to update it. Now, I will say, when it comes to OSCP, you probably won't need to do this that often, because a lot of the vulnerabilities on OSCP are a lot older, and so there probably won't be many cutting edge stuff that you'll need. But sometimes you can find newer stuff that are like additional ways to hack the box that they didn't necessarily intend at the time. But hey, as an attacker, any means necessary. By any means that you can get the shell on the box, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So sometimes even on OSCP, you might want to look into updating your local copy of the exploit database, and that is how you do it. And then moving on, you can actually view the source code. I didn't know this at first. You don't have to copy it on your machine and then open in Vim or open in Vim or whatever. All you need to do is run Searchsploit with the -x flag and then the name of the exploit, and you can actually view the source code straight from there. I'll be demoing these commands here in just a second, but that's how you can view the source code in one line. And then moving right along, you have this command here, which will actually copy the exploit, the path of the exploit to your clipboard. And that's what the -p is, for copying the path to your clipboard. And I don't use that one so much, but depending on how you like to do your workflow, maybe that makes sense for you. The one that I use much more often, and this is my most used Searchsploit command by far, is Searchsploit -m, which is, it copies it, it mirrors it. Think of -m for mirror, if you want to try to memorize that. But basically, it mirrors the exploit to your current directory. Now, let's now that we've kind of taken a look at the theoretical side, let's look at this in practice, right? So if we open up a new terminal here, we could do Searchsploit, and let's just say, and you know what you want to search for. I guess I didn't include that in my little cheat sheet here, but when you first use this, you're going to type Searchsploit and then whatever you're trying to search for, whatever technology. Let's say, for example, that we are using phpMyAdmin. We find that somewhere. So we want to search for phpMyAdmin. You can do it just like that. Searchsploit, phpMyAdmin. And now you see there's a bunch of different exploits for it. You know, you got shell scripts, PHP, Ruby. Anytime you see Ruby, this means it corresponds to a Metasploit module, and you even see that there, Metasploit in parentheses. Just something to keep in mind. If you want to avoid Metasploit, if you're trying to do manual exploitation, especially on your exam, because you can only use Metasploit once, you want to avoid these, and you want to look for maybe like a C exploit or a Perl script, Python script, anything like that normally is what you would look for instead. Now let's just take one of these, for example. And here's where knowing what version, doing your recon properly certainly helps. Knowing, like, okay, based off the version, this should be vulnerable or this isn't vulnerable. But We got this one selected here. Let's say we want to, well, let's just kind of go down the line here, shall we? Let's say we want to view the source code of this. So if I actually copy this here, and a way I can do that, a little shortcut for you guys, Control-Shift-C. That's the quickest way to copy stuff. I can do Searchsploit. Let me clear the screen. -X. Give it that. And now you see it opens up, and it looks like less. So this is not for writing and modifying the script. This is just like a read-only, just so you can read it. And honestly, you might be better served to open it in Vim, because as you see here, there's no syntax highlighting or anything like that. But this is like a quick and dirty thing, right? Like if you just want to view the exploit really quick and kind of get a basic idea of what is going on with it before you actually like make the commitment to like copy it to your directory and open it in Vim or whatever, right? This is a quick and dirty way to see, okay, like this is how I run it, and like this is basically what it's doing here and all that, right? So useful in that kind of niche scenario. Now, you can copy the path of the exploit to the clipboard, -P, and then the exploit. We won't really need to show that. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory, and we already have the path copied already, right? That's the path. So normally you would just feed in an exploit and it would do that for you. Let's I'll show you the most common one I use by far, which is Searchsploit-M. So if we actually run that with this one, first of all, let's go into a directory where we know where we are, and there's nothing else there, right? Look, do ls/la, there's nothing really here, right? So if I do Searchsploit-M for mirror, and I give it that path there, you see it copied it here, and yeah, there you go. Now it's there. I can open it in Vim or whatever you so prefer. You got the syntax highlighting, all that stuff. I can edit the script, and then I can run it with Python, right? Because it's a Python script. So yeah, it is. It really is that simple. Of course, one thing I could show you here, just for completeness, is -U, and it just updates it for you. If you're not running as root, then you got to put in the credentials, and it just gets it. It just grabs the packages that it needs and updates the local database for you. Yeah, hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and definitely hit subscribe if it is, and the like button as well. I'll be making plenty more of these videos. We got a lot of tools to cover, and we're gonna really just keep it down to what you need to know for OSCP. And of course, OSCP is just a term that I'm using because I know a lot of you viewers are really into the OSCP stuff. However, if you're just trying to learn, grow your security skill set, you don't have to worry about the OSCP part. This is going to help you on CTFs. This is going to help you on the job. This is going to help you across the board. So something to keep in mind. I will see you guys in the next video.